Every fossil you've ever seen is a survivor of time, a miracle, truly. But for everyone that endures, thousands disappear forever. Why? What invisible rules dictate which are remembered and which are erased? Today, we're going to uncover the silent battle that takes place after death, the invisible war between decay and preservation. Let's unravel a mystery that's been building up for millions of years, and what it reveals about life, death, and what's left behind. Have you ever seen a fossil, perhaps a perfectly preserved leaf embedded in rock, or the incredible skeleton of a giant dinosaur in a museum? It's like a snapshot from a time machine, a window into a world that existed millions or billions of years before we walked the Earth. We look at fossils, those mysterious bones, teeth, and sometimes even traces of skin and muscle, and wonder how they survived for millions of years. Why do some ancient creatures become beautifully preserved fossils that last for millennia, while others, perhaps living right along with them, disappear without a trace, as if they never existed? We've marveled at these ancient remains for centuries, piecing together the story of life based on these incredible clues. But amid all that awe and wonder, there's always been a quiet, persistent mystery. A question that probably doesn't get asked enough. Let's start with a shocking fact. Two animals can die at the same time in the same soil together, and one can turn into a beautifully preserved fossil, while the other becomes part of the soil forever. Why? It's not luck, it's not magic, it's not even how they died, it's chemistry. Yes, the same subject you once hated in school, the same reason some creatures become legends and others vanish from the history books. Think about it. You can find the fossilized remains of some huge, impressive creature, or maybe some delicate little trilobite. But what about all the soft, squishy things? Worms crawling in the mud? Jellyfish swimming in ancient seas? If they were common, where are all their fossils? For a very long time, scientists have pondered this puzzle. And now, thanks to groundbreaking research from scientists at the University of Lausanne in Switzerland, we may finally have powerful new answers. A team of brilliant fossil-loving researchers decided to figure out why some dead animals become fossils and others don't. They dived headlong into this everlasting mystery, and what they found is fascinating. Now, when you hear the word fossil, most of us probably imagine bones. Big, strong, bony structures have turned to stone over time. And yes, fossilized bones are amazing. But as the scientists explain, fossils aren't just bones. In some truly exceptional cases, the conditions are so perfect that soft tissue like muscle, skin, even traces of internal organs can be preserved. Imagine the texture of ancient skin or the outline of a long-vanished heart, all turned to stone. It's mind-boggling. But here's the thing. This kind of incredible preservation is not guaranteed. It's as if nature has a very strict VIP list of which bodies are invited to the fossil party. Most bodies aren't invited at all. So, what separates the fossil VIPs from the ones that have disappeared? Farid Saleh and Nora Cortese and their team at UNIL joined forces. They didn't just look at the environment around the body, they started looking inside it. And they made a surprising discovery. The internal chemistry of the dead animal plays a key role in whether it fossilizes or simply disintegrates into nothingness. In simple terms, the inside of an animal's body decides its fossil fate. When an animal dies, its body begins to break down. That process is called decomposition. And during decomposition, some animals, especially large, juicy animals, start sucking up all the oxygen from the soil around them. No oxygen, perfect for fossilization. Now you might be thinking, wait, why does oxygen matter? Good question. When oxygen levels drop around a dead body, some bacteria appear, bacteria that don't need oxygen to survive. These tiny organisms quietly get to work, slowing down decay and setting the stage for something amazing, the fossilization process. Imagine throwing a steak into a freezer. If you just leave it out, it rots. But freeze it for just the right amount of time and it lasts for months. That's the logic. These oxygen-free zones are like chemical freezers for dead bodies. For a moment, imagine two ancient creatures. Let's call them Barry the Beetle and Wally the Worm. They lived next to each other perhaps thousands of years ago on the shore of the same muddy lake. Now, let's say Barry the Beetle dies, perhaps of old age. And sadly, Wally the Worm dies too. They both sink into the same mud, same temperature, same pressure. Everything looks the same from the outside. But according to this research, what happens inside Barry and Wally after they die could determine their fate for eternity. As their bodies begin the natural process of breaking down, what scientists call decomposition, their internal chemistry kicks into gear, and scientists found that the decaying remains of some animals can actually cause a significant rapid drop in oxygen levels in the soil or sediment surrounding their bodies. Here's where it gets surprising. If the conditions are right, soft body parts like muscles, skin, or even intestines can turn into fossils. We're not just talking bones anymore. Think of it this way. A decaying body isn't just sitting there passively, it's actively changing the local environment around it. And this change is like creating a tiny, oxygen-free bubble in the exact spot where the body lay. It's like nature's 3D printer, but instead of plastic, it uses time and minerals. And instead of printing a toy, it prints history. So maybe Barry the beetle, because of his size and anatomy, creates this tiny oxygen vacuum bubble around himself while he's decaying. But poor Wally the worm, maybe much smaller or with a different chemistry, doesn't. This means that in nature, two animals buried next to each other, like Barry and Wally, can have very different fates as fossils. One preserved, one dead, just because of differences in their size or their body chemistry after death. Isn't that weird? It's not just about being in the right place. It's about having the right internal chemistry in your final moments. Wow, what a journey so far! We've uncovered the incredible mystery of fossilization, how some creatures, like those stunning dinosaur skeletons or delicate trilobites, become timeless fossils, while others vanish without a trace. Thanks to the brilliant researchers at the University of Lausanne, we know it's not just about where an animal ends up, but something deeper. And here's where it gets wild. Barry the beetle and Wally the worm, buried side by side in the same muddy lake, might face totally different fates. What invisible force decides who gets to be a fossil VIP? The answer lies in their bodies, and it's mind-blowing. You won't believe what we're diving into next. This is just the beginning, so don't miss part 2, where we reveal the shocking chemistry that turns some animals into fossils and leaves others in the dust. It's going to change how you see every fossil in a museum. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss it. We're dropping part 2 next Saturday, May 31st. Want to guess what makes Barry or Wally a fossil star? Want to guess what makes Barry or Wally a fossil star? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep this mystery drifting. Stay curious, and we'll see you in part 2.